Horror at Camp Jellyjam opens with a family road trip. Siblings Wendy and Elliot are in the trailer hitched to the back of the car when it detaches and bounds down a hillside. When it comes to a stop, they are greeted by the creepy bastard you see on the front cover here. In spite of the exaggerated facial features, I swear this looks just like a boss I used to have at an old job. This psycho goes by the name of Buddy, who runs a camp for kids nearby called King Jellyjam's Sports Camp. Buddy invites Wendy and Elliot to stay there while he gets in contact with their parents. They agree, but Elliot seems to be a lot more into it than Wendy does, and for good reason. Camps in Goosebumps books are rarely a good thing. The slogan for the camp is only the best, which seems harmless at first, as it's a sports retreat after all, except that the kids hardly have any time for anything except competition. What are they competing for? A form of currency called King's Coins, gained after a victory has been achieved in whatever sport a kid has participated in. 6 of these are needed to gain admission into something called the Winner's Walk, a celebration that is curiously held in secret, away from the watchful eyes of everyone except the counselors. Turns out the Winner's Walk is simply a euphemism for doomed to wash a giant purple monster. Somehow that doesn't quite have the same appeal. Yes, once a kid has collected 6 King's Coins, they are thrown into an underground chamber where a giant creature dwells. The roll of the coins selects who is the strongest and most durable as the creature demands round-the-clock scrubbing. And the counselors go along with this as they are under the control of the creature. To be honest, I wasn't too engrossed in this book as it follows a lot of the same beats as Welcome to Camp Nightmare, as like in that book, Jellyjam has kids go missing, counselors shrug off said disappearances, and the kids can't contact the outside world. But unlike Camp Nightmare, Jellyjam doesn't have a shocking ending, as tremors in the ground are noted throughout the book, which had me guessing, rightly as it turns out, that there was something underneath that was probably eating the kids since they were disappearing. Overall, it's mildly entertaining, but otherwise insignificant. I think we can officially file today's episode under Things I've Read Before, because Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes follows the structure of another book in the series, Night of the Living Dummy. And while the Dummy series isn't anything too original, we at least have fan-favorite Slappy to pull us through. In the case of Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, we have Chip and Hap. Great. So the main character, Joe's dad, buys a pair of lawn gnomes for his award-winning garden, much to the chagrin of his wife and Joe's older sister, Mindy, who both hate lawn ornaments. Well, surprise, bad shit starts happening overnight, for which either Joe or his dog Buster gets blamed. One night, Joe and Moose, his friend from next door, and his sister Mindy catch the lawn gnomes in the act, who say they're innocent little mischief elves from a distant land. Their trees were cut down, and the gnomes, along with their buddies, were brought back to civilization and sold as lawn ornaments. All they want is to go back to their native land, but first they want Joe and company to help them rescue their friends still at the lawn store. So Joe, Moose, and Mindy escort Chip and Hap to the store, where they find not 6 gnomes as promised, but 600! To be fair, the gnomes did say they were mischief elves. So the 3 get trapped, and Chip and Hap awaken the gnome army, who promptly begin discussing what to do with the humans. But Joe has a secret weapon, a dog whistle, which he blows into, causing the gnomes to fall into a trance. The end. Like Horror at Camp Jellyjam, I had a hard time getting into this one because it was essentially Night of the Living Dummy 3, just with gnomes. It involves seemingly inanimate objects causing trouble for their owners. Rinse, repeat. See you guys tomorrow.